Good morning. Ooh, it's a crisp day right now, I guess you would say. 51 degrees, but that sun is nice and warm. Perfect for walking dogs. Oh, allow me, if you will, a little rant on California's SB1 and the sidewalk to nowhere. Come on, let's go. So real quick on SB1, that was the controversial gas tax increase signed by Gavin Newsom. And at the time, right-minded people like the Howard Jarvis Tax Association and Larry Elder, they came up with a ballot initiative to repeal this, because baked into this were just some awful things. It's why in California, every July, our gas goes up 10 cents into perpetuity. That's SB1. Aside from our sliding cap and trade scale for our carbon nonsense, and the legislature can't even tell us where all the money goes to, even though legally they're supposed to tell us where every penny goes. They just say, we don't know. But, you know, your average California is groomed to believe, hey man, it's the greedy oil companies. Even though right now, as of today, the national-wide average, according to AAA, I think is $2.91. Average for California, $4.80. Why? Partly because of SB1. So we tried to repeal that in California, but then Attorney General Javier Becerra unconstitutionally rewrote the ballot initiative. It used to say, a vote yes shall repeal this, but in words George Orwell would even shake his head at with the doublespeak. The ballot initiative actually said, a vote yes shall make it to where school children won't be able to get to school and roads will never get repaired because there'll be no money. And everyone who went to the polls that year, they're like, well, did you vote to repeal it? Oh, I voted no. It's like they counted on your ignorance and your uninformed electorate. So, past 2 weeks in this neighborhood, I have been putting up with trying to walk dogs. There's no sidewalks in this neighborhood because it's built into the hills, and okay, great. I have to walk on the street. It's kind of a busy street. It's not a main thoroughfare, but it's a feeder street, so there's more traffic than your average side street, and I can't avoid it because I have clients who live on this street, or it's the only street that I have access to when I'm walking large group of dogs to get to and from their home. So there was a city work crew there. They had excavators, they had construction trailers, they had construction debris or material, they even had a porta potty. Oh, lovely. And what were they doing with all the noise and dust? They were installing an ADA compliant curb. Okay, hey, that's great. Our curbs in Los Angeles are insane. As a little kid, I would have loved it. I would have been jumping my BMX bike off of that. I would have probably broken an arm, but it would have been awesome. I wish we had ramps like this. But when you're walking or you're pushing a stroller or you're in a mobility scooter or a wheelchair, yeah, these curbs are impossible to deal with. So I'm for installing new curbs, but the problem is they put in this curb into this corner where there's no sidewalk. In fact, a couple days ago, there was a city inspector there inspecting with the work that the road crew was doing. And I saw they had to excavate down several feet. They had to put in concrete block with reinforced concrete to a retaining wall to push back the hill. And I said, hey, why did the city build a sidewalk here to nowhere? Why is there a curb to nowhere? He goes, well, yeah, I don't know. I was wondering that too. He goes, well, the city has an easement here. If they ever wanted to put in a sidewalk, they could. I go, well, are you planning to put one in? Oh, no, because of the hill. If we put a sidewalk in, we would have to, it would cost millions of dollars. We would have to put in a retaining wall to push that, to make it so the hill, because he goes, after a few years, if we just put in a regular sidewalk, it would all be broken up. And oh, by the way, here in Los Angeles, if you have a cracked sidewalk in front of your house, because, you know, back in the 70s under the ecology movement, we all had to plant trees. And now 40, 50 years later, those tree roots are breaking up all the sidewalks. If you call the city and say, hey, my sidewalk's all broken, can someone come fix it? They'll say, well, we can put you on the list, but it's about a 14 to 17 year waiting list, or you can fix it. You can hire a contractor to do it, and if we approve, say you did a good enough job, you can pay for it. Great. So none of the sidewalks in this neighborhood have ADA compliant curbs, except for where there is no sidewalk. Gee, did one of those contractors do a campaign donation to a council member, a mayor in her quest for re-election, a congressional rep, and they were awarded a contract? Don't know. But that's what SB1 gets us here in California. That's why, for me to just redo my license plate, my fee for this vehicle is about $300 a year. SB1. All right, guys, I rambled on enough. Hope you're having a good day. Want to tell you I appreciate you watching. Hey, Dad. Oh, God, you know, you grew up in Chicago. You know what this Democrat grift. Oh, one final thing I will mention. I was talking to local people for this wall, because everybody in this neighborhood does say, like, this is ridiculous. Why did this had to cost tens of thousands of dollars, probably more. And I said, built by bureaucracy, paid by you. And one of the clients who, he's kind of right-minded like myself. He goes to this woman who also lives in the neighborhood. He goes, can you believe? And Newsom thinks he's going to be president. And she immediately, even if she was agreeing with all the graft, the corruption, the waste, she goes, well, he'd be better than Trump. Einstein's definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. The people here know that the monoparty system of this state doesn't work, yet they continue to vote for it. I'll see you on the next one.